Oh, I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to hit you that hard. Are you all right? Wow, you seem peppy. You took that punch pretty well. I'm impressed. Before you started training, a punch like that would have killed you. But now, you can actually spar with me. While I'm suppressed. In my base form. Hey, that's still very impressive for a human. I mean, think about it. You're a pure-blooded human, born and raised on Earth, and you're sparring with a Saiyan of all people. A half-Saiyan at that. Well, as I'm sure you know, Bulma is my mother, who, of course, is human, so that does actually make me half-human. Being a hybrid makes the fact that you're able to spar with me even more impressive. Thing is, Saiyan hybrids have a lot of extra potential compared to pure Saiyans. Goku once told me the story of Cell, a horrifically powerful bio-android with the power to destroy the solar system. And yet, his hybrid son, Gohan, was the only person strong enough to defeat him. It's a good thing Gohan won. If it weren't for him, none of us would be alive today to talk about this. I was a baby when Cell was around. I was born around the same time as my brother, Trunks. And of course, I don't remember much from my infancy. I was barely even aware of the fact that an evil bug monster was threatening to destroy the Earth. I do remember the threat of Majin Buu, though. That's a memory I'll never forget. Buu showed up 7 years after Cell's defeat. I was a little kid at the time, and while I was certainly very strong, I was no match for Buu at all. Hell, my dad and Goku barely were. This may upset you, but I actually have died once before, and it was at the hands of Buu. What happened was, Piccolo attempted to trap Buu in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goten and Trunks, but Buu somehow managed to escape. Me and the Z-Fighters were on the lookout, and that's where Buu emerged. Suffice to say, none of us survived. He literally turned me into a chocolate bar. I was revived when Vegeta hatched the plan for Goku to make a spirit bomb. We used the Namekian Dragon Balls to restore Earth and everyone who was killed by Buu, which obviously included me. Yes, Buu actually did destroy Earth during that whole conflict. It's thanks to Namek that we got out of such a dire situation. I suppose it makes sense why you didn't know that. After all, you're no stranger to death either. Remember Buu's human extinction attack? Thanks to that, you weren't alive when Earth exploded. The only reason I knew is because, well, my dad told me. Not that it mattered in the end. We were among billions of people who contributed to Goku's spirit bomb, and Buu was defeated. That evil freak got what he deserved. Buu was literally just evil for the sake of it. Seriously, he killed and destroyed purely for fun. Straight up mustache-twirling villain. Cell's evil was guided by ego, and Frieza's evil was guided by greed. But Buu? Nothing but unbridled chaos. Yeah, I know my dad was technically evil at one point. He told me the whole story. When he first arrived on Earth, he was a threat. He tried to kill Goku and destroy the planet. It was all driven by his pride, an aspect that's still part of him to this very day. In a way, most Saiyans are like that. I've considered the idea of using the Dragon Balls to wish back Planet Vegeta and the Saiyans, but the more I think about it, the worse of an idea it sounds. I hate to say it, but my race wasn't exactly comprised of what you'd call good people. The Saiyans were, for lack of a better term, maniacs. They conquered planets, caused so much destruction, and killed billions of innocents. Maybe Frieza was right for causing our near extinction. Well, technically, Beerus was the one to give the order, but the result is all the same. The Saiyans were a threat to the universe, and now the only ones that remain, such as myself, are good people. It's better this way. I can see it now. Imagine if we revived my grandfather, King Vegeta III, and brought him to Earth. He'd probably just make angry Saiyan noises and try to conquer the planet. He'd just end up causing trouble. I suppose it's possible that he might not actually do that. At this point, everyone is so much stronger than him that we'd just end up humbling him. Hell, even you're stronger than him by now. By leaps and bounds at that. I'm serious. King Vegeta III is actually extremely weak for the power standards we have nowadays. We don't use scouters or numbers anymore, but if we did, he'd have a power level of 10,000. For old Saiyan standards, that was considered an elite power level. But now, everyone is so far beyond that. Even you. I can't say for certain what your exact power level is. Quantifying it without scouters is kind of impossible. But I'll try. Right now, I'd say you're about 500,000, give or take. You should be proud of yourself. For human standards, that's absolutely ridiculous. An untrained human has a power level of 5. You're literally 100,000 times stronger than you were before you started training. That's amazing. To put that into perspective, back before Frieza trained, he had a power level of 530,000 in his base form. You're nearly that strong. Great job, babe. Well, yeah, that's still very low for our current standards. I mean, we do have literal gods living on Earth, but come on, don't think of it that way. You're only human. Be fair to yourself. If me and the other Z-Fighters didn't exist, you would literally rule the world. Hell, maybe even the universe. Most people aren't that strong. You're still stronger than 99% of life forms out there. Mind you, Frieza had control over the universe with a power level of 530,000 and he almost never had to transform. That's how strong you are. Theoretically, you have no limits. You could technically get as strong as you want. But your mortal lifespan does put you on a timer. No, you will never be as strong as Beerus. You'll never even get close. I won't even get that strong, and I have better genetics than you. The only people I can ever see surpassing him are Goku and Vegeta, and even they're still not quite there yet. Well, what did you expect? He's a destroyer god, and the strongest one at that. His power is completely insane. It's a good thing he's not a villain, because he'd be unstoppable. I suppose Goku and Vegeta could fuse. At that point, I have no doubt they'd be stronger than Beerus. Both of them have mastered their Ultra forms. Combine that with fusion and they'd certainly win. But that would be our only chance. Beerus would never turn on us, though. He loves Earth. Apparently, according to him, we make the best food in the universe. Humans may be weak, but they certainly know how to impress a god. Anyway, we should get back to your training. There's still a lot more you can learn. Do you have anything in particular that piques your interest? I see. Well, I regret to say, I can't exactly teach you many techniques. I know the Gallic Gun and Final Flash, but I feel like where you're at right now, you wouldn't be able to utilize those moves very effectively. My father has a limited amount of techniques that he's taught me, and they're primarily attacking moves. I think you'd benefit from more nuanced techniques. Goku is much better suited for this. He knows moves like the Kaioken, the Spirit Bomb, and Instant Transmission, all of which would be great for you. I suppose you could spar with Goku for additional strength training. He's a master when it comes to ki control. He could easily suppress himself to a level where you can fight him safely. You'll probably get more gains by training with him. His power is far greater than mine. He is a god after all. In fact, I should join you. I wouldn't mind getting stronger, as well as learning some new techniques. Who knows? Maybe I'll even unlock the Super Saiyan God transformation. That would be incredible. What do you think? Would I look good with bright red hair? Of course you'd say yes. Let's find Goku. We can both benefit from this. I suppose Goku and Vegeta could fuse, but that would be really gay. Why are you, as a man, fusing with another man?